Alright, hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secure Team, and boy do we have a lot to talk about today. So I've been getting non-stop messages on Facebook and Twitter asking me to do a follow-up from the video I posted yesterday regarding this creepy voicemail that has now since been published everywhere. It's totally gone viral. If you haven't seen the video I posted yesterday, I'll link to it at the end of this video or down in the video description. But long story short, some random guy on Twitter posts a video of him playing a voicemail that he received. And the voicemail, in this really eerie computer voice, is spouting off random words, or what seem random, but are actually something called the phonetic alphabet, which, just to refresh your memory, here's a short clip of that here.
Delta, Alpha, November, Golf, Echo, Romeo, Sierra, Oscar.
Okay, so this guy on Twitter who goes by the name of Ty, which I assume is short for Tyler, wonderful name by the way. So people translate this code to meaning, quote, danger SOS, it is dire for you to evacuate, be cautious, they are not human. Followed by a string of, again, what seem to be random numbers. And so first, the big question is, where did this call come from? And obviously, if they're using the phonetic alphabet, well, then that would possibly or likely mean that the call came from some sort of military source of some kind, or maybe an airplane or a ship. And so people took this random stream of numbers that appeared after the message, with many believing that it was a set of coordinates. Now, because coordinates are written a certain way, people putting these codes into Google Earth were taken to a few different places on Earth. Some people landing in Africa, others near Malaysia and Indonesia, again, depending on how you type the numbers in and what coordinates you get. And so one of the main theories that came out of this was that these coordinates were linking to the possible crash site or the last known location of the missing Malaysian's flight MH370, which disappeared back in 2014 under some very mysterious circumstances and has never been found. And so again, the biggest theory is that these coordinates have something to do with that missing plane, as well as the message, the sending out of this SOS or help signal. And what was even more creepy, some would say frightening, was this message of them not being human, which many believe to have something to do with aliens. And that if this message that was received had come from the black box that was inside of the airplane, all planes have one of these, that maybe this thing that they're talking about not being human was on the plane itself before it went missing. And so this Ty on Twitter starts receiving some really mysterious text messages, all of which seem to be in the Indonesian language, which after translated were revealed to be these thinly veiled threats, telling the man to stop posting about this voicemail message and to take everything down. And since this has gone viral over the past 24 hours, it is now being reported that other people have also indeed received the same voicemail, including this user from Twitter who posted this.
November, Oscar, Tango, Hotel, Uniform, Mike, Alpha, November, 042933964230, Sierra, Oscar, Sierra, Delta.
And so now we have a second voicemail with reports of a third out there. However, we don't know if they're real, we don't know if they're faked, we don't know if this whole story is faked. But what I can tell you from watching this guy's Twitter over the past 24 hours, as he's gotten millions of views to his Twitters, people DMing him left and right, it does not appear to me that this guy has faked this entire thing, and that he had legitimately just received this really strange voicemail and wanted to know what was going on. And if you go to his Twitter, and I actually kind of feel bad for this guy, because apparently he is just being bombed with messages, with threats, and just all kinds of craziness. And so you're seeing his Twitter here, and in some of his tweets he wrote, quote, "I'm taking a break from Twitter for a while. I'm not talking about that damn voicemail anymore. You are all welcome to continue following me or not, I don't care." He posts another tweet referencing to another major theory that is going out right now since this occurred about the date of April 18th, because apparently this guy received a number of tweets since then, all in what appeared to be a language from Indonesia, one of which contained a bunch of, again, what appear to be random numbers, and you're seeing that tweet here. And so people have started deciphering it, trying to figure out what it meant, linking on to this last set of numbers here, which you can see is 41818, which obviously you could translate to mean April the 18th of 2018. And so, of course, there's conspiracies are running wild about the world ending on this date. And Ty on Twitter was referencing that, saying, quote, "I am 99% sure the world isn't going to end on April 18th or whatever the date that is being spread around. Just relax." He also says, quote, "If you really think it's fake, then move on. It's a voicemail, and I didn't claim to have a prophecy. I posted the voicemail because it's weird, and if all of you had received it, wouldn't you do the same? I didn't expect for it to blow up and go viral. Please unfollow if you are bothered. Block me, I don't care, but please stop DMing me." So I think this guy is being totally truthful. He's received almost 40,000 new followers on Twitter since this happened, which he said in a tweet himself that he's not comfortable with. And he's starting to delete stuff, and I think at one point restricted his account so no one could see it. But I think that kind of proves right there that he's being legit. Now, whether someone is trolling him, we don't know. But again, we don't have any evidence that this is a hoax, or at least something, no one has come out to claim it's a hoax. So it's very mysterious. Along with these other voicemails, other people are claiming to have received. Now, there are theories that have gone out that have said that this guy was not supposed to get this voicemail, and that this message, wherever it's emanating from, it was being sent out, but that somehow it got rerouted and was sent around to a few different people. One of the big theories is that the day that this happened, there were a couple of solar flares, and that possibly this message, as it was being beamed out or broadcast because of these solar flares, this caused some sort of interaction and disruption, routing the calls to a few unsuspecting people, this guy being one of them. So yeah, as I said in yesterday's video, we've got thousands of people on Reddit and other websites trying to decipher what this means. This guy has continued to get thousands of messages, some of them really weird and creepy, again in foreign languages, showing random numbers. We don't know if this is just people hopping on a bandwagon and just trying to troll the guy, but I definitely think that this original voicemail is legit, at least with everything we've seen thus far. Now, does it have something to do with the missing Malaysians flight? I don't know, possibly. But I just wanted to give you guys an update. So, we do have a few other people who have claimed to have received a voicemail. And, if there's anything more, I will definitely continue posting on it. So let's get to some other news today. Now, I have a new piece of strange footage out of Ohio, posted by the YouTube channel Justin from Ohio with the title UFO in the Sky. And so apparently this guy was driving at night when he noticed these really strange pillars of light in the distance and in just one small section of the sky. So go ahead and check this out. Okay, so really strange. Now, the guy who uploaded this said in his video description, quote, "While I was driving on March 13th, I saw lights coming from the upper right side of the screen. At first, I thought it was a reflection, but then I realized it wasn't because the light was being blocked by the trees. What do you think it is?" And indeed, as you flip through the frames in the video, whatever these lights are, they're not a reflection. They do disappear behind the tree line here. So, this is definitely something in the sky, whether it's a natural phenomenon or unnatural. It does look really eerie. And what's strange to me is that they're only appearing in a very small portion of the sky. Now, there are these things called light pillars, which appear due to ice crystals sitting in the atmosphere, so you get these massive spikes of light. And that's similar to what we're seeing here, but usually when you see these light pillars, they're stretching across the sky. Here you're seeing some photos that were recently sent to me by a viewer, and you can see these things just completely cover the entire horizon here. And they usually hang around for a while. But these lights here, it seems like they appear and then they disappear almost just as quickly. And we only see a few of them right here in this small little portion of sky. So that makes me think that this might be something else. And well, I want to thank Justin from Ohio for posting this. Really, really strange beams of light coming up or down from the sky. We just don't know. So let's try to get some more footage of these things. Now, lastly today, I want to give you guys a quick update regarding that recent piece of footage that Tom DeLonge allegedly released coming from the Department of Defense, wherein which we see this F-18 locking on to, at this point, an unidentified flying object, quickly moving over the ocean in the distance. If you guys remember, we posted a video on this, multiple videos actually. And so before we go any further, I just want you to watch it. It's only 20 or 30 seconds, and listen to the voices and basically just what these pilots say as they're tracking this thing.
Tango 6-1, Tango, object, over. Roger, there's troubleshooting.
Did you box moving target?
No, I took an auto track.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Wow, look at it fly!
Since this video came out, and just like the other videos that were released, they've all been hailed as undebunkable or impossible to have been faked because, I mean, they're coming straight from the military. They're coming straight from the government itself. Now, you guys know I've been very skeptical about Mr. DeLonge, as well as why the government would be suddenly working with him and just happily releasing this UFO footage like this. And so, after this last piece of footage came out, I received an email from someone, they're actually not even a viewer, but they just happened to see the video I posted regarding this piece of footage here. And well, I'll go ahead and read you the email. Apparently, this woman's father, who was in the Air Force for some 30 years, believes, and this is his opinion, that the audio in the footage that you just listened to is 100% fake. And this is where I want any of you guys out there who are pilots to give me your opinion as well on what this guy is saying. So here she writes, quote, on behalf of her father, "I will tell you what he told me through watching the video. He said that, from his experience, military pilots especially keep radio chatter to an absolute minimum, and that at no time during his 30 years in the USAF did a pilot address another as dude over the radio, or for that matter, held a casual conversation as those in this video appear to do." He also pointed out that in the audio that the pilots are speaking of maneuvering their airplanes, which contradicts what the video is showing, as they were both in a turn at the time. So I guess some of the, the things that they're saying that they're doing isn't matching what's happening in the video. And he said in his opinion, quote, that the audio is faked, and that there is far more footage than what's being shown. He also said that the assertion that this object would have been visible to, quote, at least 10 miles, as the pilot said in one of the interviews, would not necessarily be accurate for many reasons. He said that the story and the video are probably very believable to the layperson, but that an experienced pilot sees many inconsistencies that are quickly obvious. And so, yeah, here we have a pilot with 30 years experience in the Air Force saying that he doesn't believe that the way these guys are talking, remember I referred them, as sounding like they were some frat boys, watching a UFO video rather than experienced pilots calling each other dude and, laughing it up. So it was strange to me, and apparently it's strange to other pilots out there with years of experience. So I want to ask any of you guys out there, do we have any experienced pilots who think this type of chatter that you saw in that UFO video is normal? And what's your opinion on it? What's your opinion on all of these pieces of footage that have come out via Tom DeLonge, or that were really just released by the government after Freedom of Information Act requests? Tell me your opinions down below. I love to hear them. So with that is all I have for you guys right now. I'm going to get back to work. I took a day off, so I'm catching up on a lot of stuff as we speak. Be sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Check out our online Secure Team merch shop, links down below, and I will see you all back in just a bit.